I was like, oh my God. But I'm back. I'm back. So as you guys can see with my videos, my voice was destroyed. Like I destroyed my voice. Like literally, it started with my pony getting out and me screaming at him to not get hit by a car. Like, Loga, Loga. And then we hit freezing temperatures and my heater broke. 28 degrees inside. So my body was like, you're not good right now, okay? We're gonna jack you up. Now, felt fine, but I pretty much lost my voice. So, yeah, he got out and he got back in. So I got a little tinge of a this might be doing that through this whole live. Yeah. I just came in from outside. That's why I got all the clothes on. Yes, my people. I just got done riding thunder. The funny thing is like this RV camper, it's like the walls are like paper. It's insane. What are chef's chocolate? Very funny. I'm not even gonna say that. Okay, let's get into it because this is a Q&A. I was gonna go do the deep dive on minerals, but there's a few more things that I want to learn. Let me see. Hi, Stephanie. Is waking up in the middle of the night, sweating with dry mouth and nausea, hypoglycemia? Yes. Black and white? Yes. Nausea can either be due from electrolyte deficiency, specifically potassium, your gallbladder, or hypoglycemia. Straight up facts. Now, there's some things that I definitely am doing the deep dive right now. I'm doing a lot of learning about how stress depletes your minerals. Let's go ahead and take off all this. It's not exactly warm in here, but you know, it's warm, not warm. Let's give myself funky fresh. People don't understand. They're like, everybody thinks that doing macros is going to fix their weight loss. Oh, how much protein, fat, carbohydrates to lose weight. And a thing that is really difficult to measure is the depletion of minerals via stress. Legit. And also vitamins, but really minerals that have that are connected to hundreds of enzymatic responses, which are connected to your hormones. But let me get down to these questions here. Milk unpasteurized and not if you're trying to get into ketosis, because milk just has too many carbohydrates. By the way, people on the replay, this is a Q&A, so high blood pressure while transitioning into keto, yet can't eat avocado due to histamine issues. Convinced it's a K imbalance. I don't think it's that black and white. That I got trick-or-treaters at my door. I think this is just going to be the beginning of this live. I think if I get rid of the trick-or-treaters, they'll leave me alone forever. Hold on a second. Oh, no trick-or-treaters. Okay, good. Okay, good. If you're having high blood pressure, it's you probably have had destabilized blood pressure before, either high or low. And I mean, there's not a lot of context to just saying like blood pressure, started keto, taking vitamin K. I don't think it's that black and white. I think you need to maybe express a little bit more. So let's get on to it. I don't think it's a K imbalance. I don't know why you got K in there, like K2. I don't know. Or K1 is everything. Everyone is talking about daily iodine drops. Okay. maybe I should have labeled it iodine drops. So iodine drops are potassium iodide, super toxic. I mean, if we had a nuclear burr situation, then those things could help you. But really, we don't want to take potassium iodide. What we want to do is get sea iodine from either oysters or seafood or kelp seaweed. But what I love about the oyster extract thing that I keep talking about is that it also has selenium. Because if you're taking potassium iodide, those drops, you can give yourself thyroid cancer. That is not good. We don't want cancer. You can't ever take iodine without selenium, and that's why you can't lose with real food. Like, it's not going to freaking jack you up. Like, people are taking zinc without copper. Like, you got to be careful to take zinc without copper. And we need copper to help use iron. It's a whole process. It's very interesting. Let me get to more of your guys' questions. All Things Home with me says, like up the stream, guys. Because I don't check to see who's liking the stream. So Stephanie, keto, I have successfully included avocado to my carnivore diet. What would be too much avocado? There would be no too much. If you tolerate avocado, the more the merrier. The amount of carbohydrates in the avocado are sort of null and void because there's so much fat and fiber that your body has to break down, that the rate at which those 13 grams per Haas avocado drips so slowly into the bloodstream that you don't have a glycemic response. If you are having one, it's most likely a histamine reaction rather than a carbohydrate reaction coming from the avocado carbs. It is not normal to get high blood pressure. People can get high blood pressure through stress, right? Or an electrolyte imbalance. Some people will have like an underlying issue with their blood pressure, and then they'll just consume a bunch of salt. They won't get into ketosis. Their blood pressure will shoot up high. A lot of people sleep, like people who do carnivore, right? They develop diarrhea. The CRP numbers might go up, which is C-reactive protein. This is like inflammatory response within the body. And sometimes you have a lowering of a CRP and sometimes you have a raise of it. So if you're inflamed and you're eating mono foods and you're not sleeping well and you're not in ketosis and you're dehydrated and you have too much salt, you could develop high blood pressure. But it just doesn't develop out of nowhere. It's an underlying condition that popped out its ugly head when you pushed your body too far on carnivore. Or keto. You said keto in this case. Are you from New Zealand? Awesome. Mary. People in the comment section get so triggered. I swear. People on my fasting videos, they got all stop being distracted by like, make your video short. It's so funny how people tell you how to be. I feel sorry for those people. Okay, Jace, I don't, you said I meant, you have to restate the question. You're like, I meant potassium. I don't know what you mean. You need magnesium, potassium, sodium. Make it, get this. I think it's called ceruloplasm, copper. Yeah. Ceruloplasm. There's a relationship between sodium and magnesium, because you know when you're stressed out you lose sodium, and then I believe that you lose magnesium. So there's a sodium potassium but also sodium magnesium, and sodium is lost when you're stressed, but then you also lose magnesium. And if you're taking zinc supplements, you can also lower your copper because you have to take zinc and copper together. So when people are saying they're having problems with their blood pressure, it is very easy for this to happen if you have an underlying condition. Your skin elasticity is obviously, hold on a second. It's obviously awesome. Oh man, people are like hitting my ketogenic contributes to collagen maintenance, so that makes a difference in maintaining skin elasticity. Do you also do any facial massages? Yes, I do sometimes. I do. But you guys, I'm 55, right? So just so for people who just find me, I'm 55. Now, let's talk about the skin. I think this is very interesting. A lot of you guys who fast just destroy your skin. When you are not keto adapted and you're going 100 miles an hour, your body, and I explained this in my last video, your body is not going to access fat. It's going to access proteins. And that includes skin, collagen. I mean, it just really goes after bone marrow, reproductive system. It just guts you. So that's a problem. Now, when you do carbs, you have to constantly make sure that you have enough glycogen storage when you're doing something, because the second that your glycogen is depleted, your body starts eating its own amino acids, proteins in the body. And you can see that with people who are my age, 55, and they're super like hanging skin. So that's beyond the wrinkle, right? Everybody's got wrinkles. I got wrinkles, but it's that hanging jowls where you lose your jawline, right? When you just lose that, because everything's just like hanging off of you like a Shar-Pei. And this is where people go into gluconeogenesis too often, and their body is breaking down amino acids quicker than you can restore. And so people lose the elasticity and the collagen under the skin. And so people will lose weight fasting, but then they'll just look awful if they do it too long. Facts. So if you're adapted and your body's running on ketones, then you don't have to worry about glycogen depletion and then gluconeogenesis and then ripping apart your amino acids. Your body will just go to the body factory and start burning body fat. That's what I used to say in videos years ago. Body goes into the body factory and it starts to burn fat. But to adapt on high-fat carnivore or keto, you have to really get into a homeostatic balance like this. You cannot stress your body out because you will see it in your health. Like you'll see it in your skin. What's up, John? No, so no Lugos. Everybody's taking this Lugos potassium iodide. Run, Forrest, run. Do not take the Lugos. No, that's negative. Do not do the drops. Okay, this is dangerous. Dangerous. Oh. I love magnesium glycine. You mean glycinate? It relaxes me so much and it tastes good. So good. Magnesium glycine? You mean glycine? My stool always floats, but it's normal color, low stomach acid. So you could, there's a couple of reasons why people's stool is floating, that they have leaky gut and they're just not absorbing enough fat. But typically their stool gets a little yellow. If yours is dark in color and it's floating, it's most likely leaky gut. It can also be your gallbladder. So leaky gut's more yellow, gallbladder is more like a pale ashy color, or it could still be brown and float. You have some fat in your stool, which is probably, if you're not having any gallbladder symptoms, it's probably leaky gut. Not gonna lie. Can you eat your butter melted or does it have to be chilled? I like it chilled. I don't like it melted unless it's like on a salad every once in a while. I think that people with gallbladder problems do much better with solid fat rather than it being melted or in liquid form. But then again, butter's quasi rendered ish. No, it's like a milk. It's when people render like lard or tallow, they can't deal with it in that liquid phase at all. That's why when people are putting in their drinks, it's not good. It's better that you have it with protein if you're going to have rendered fat or butter or thick butter that's not liquid. Let's see. My morning glucose is usually 130. Christine, it's really too high, especially if you're doing one of these low carb diets. Then it goes down during the day, usually stays between 80 and 90. That's too high, unfortunately. And what are your ketones? I should do a video going over the numbers and what's going on. When I did HIIT training, I guess in weightlifting, my blood sugar would go up to 250. Okay, this is a great question. Christine, you are a bit insulin resistant. If your blood sugar went up to 250, you have some serious insulin issues. Yeah. So, and that's when you have a stress on the body. I try to explain to people that, people are like, oh, when you fast, it lowers your blood sugar and it lowers your insulin. Well, why was your blood sugar 250? It doesn't always do that, especially if there's a physiological insulin resistance rebound where it goes high and then or low and then it starts going really, really high. You cannot build muscle if your blood sugar is 250, because if you're doing low carb, how is your body having such high blood sugar? It's from those proteins in the body. Your body's breaking down amino acids and it's making your blood sugar high. And that sucks. Hi from Montana. Awesome, Montana. Keto for 6 years, carnivore now about a year. Just started lifting and ending with a bike ride. I hope you're doing high fat, Michelle, and I hope you're doing like some avocado. I do not suggest anybody doing carnivore for the long term because of all the issues that arise, which I can list them. So I just started lifting and ending with a bike ride with intervals 3 days a week. Now I'm craving sweets. Yeah, your blood sugar is not stable. If you're craving sweets, your body, you're putting too much of it. What is it? There's too little in your bank account. You are doing too much for what your body cannot support. And this is exactly the stuff I'm talking about. Where somebody's starting to do like heavy workouts, and then they use the glucometer, which is such a great tool. And you'll notice that your blood sugar skyrockets on carnivore. Gluconeogenesis, done too often. Okay, pure carnivore is kind of strange. You mean if you only do meat, animal parts? If on pure carnivore, how do you use P? I don't know what P means. Potassium? Did you not know how to? I don't know. I don't know what P is. I'm sorry. I've been taking collagen powder. Stop taking it. Drop it. Yeah. Yeah. So the problem is that you're adding a lot of extra protein. It can spike your blood sugar. It also has oxalates in it. And also, for some reason, people have a histamine reaction to it. Yeah, not a good idea. And I would not do nutritional yeast, not even for the B complex. You could do it every once in a while for flavor, but I would. I thought with meat and organs, I don't need any additional vitamins. I do like magnesium at night to relax. By the way, my blood work is in the past 7 years is awesome. So Michelle, is you the one from Montana that said that she had high blood sugar? You're craving sweets. Your blood work. What does that mean? Your blood work. What does that mean? You can't say that your blood work is amazing. When it comes to your blood sugar, that may not be amazing. People often, like, people say I fasted and it did me better. And then I'll actually talk to them and they'll be like, well, yeah, I did develop grapey skin. Or, well, yeah, my sleep did get weird. Or, yeah, well, my electrolytes. But I feel so much better. We got to be careful with when people say that they do great, because they. Hi there. Tried your high animal fat advice. After 2 days, blood sugar dropped to the 80s. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. Excuse me. The high fat extravaganza happened on Kelly Hogan's interview with me. But anyone who's been following me beyond Kelly Hogan knows that I've been preaching high fat on carnivore forever. In fact, when carnivore just started getting popular, I'm like, why are you calling it carnivore? Just call it keto. It's the same thing. Why are you calling it carnivore? Just eat high fat. Put yourself into ketosis. But that's awesome, CG. What do you think about ice showers? I think they're awful if you have adrenal issues. That's what I think. Do you have your blood pressure or blood sugar issues? Adrenal issues. Thyroid. Thyroid people can't maintain their temperature. This is another thing where we have to be careful. People could do ice baths and do great, i.e. some men. Women, not so much. Especially if you've got already hormonal issues. I wouldn't just jump in a bath of ice if you've got adrenal issues, thyroid, temperature regulation. Women are like, I'm so cold. If you look at all these stupid videos, it's typically men doing ice baths, not women. I wonder why. Also, I thought this might be a different video, but thoughts on, I would say no, Michelle. I can't even say the word on this. Steph woke up? To what? Honey, I've been awake. My ass is 55. I didn't woke up. Somebody yelled because I went to the door. I live in my horse's pasture. That means that they can rub on the camper and it rocks. So sometimes I have to check it. It's just the way it is when I'm live. Even when I'm doing videos. It just is what it is. So many people are like, you're so out of focus. And I'm like, if you don't like my channel, don't watch me. I don't like to watch people that bug me. Ew. So what do you do about the high blood pressure on keto, which was not an issue before, but the electrolytes seem fine now? I know this is a general question, but any ideas? Okay. Jan, how do you know your blood pressure was fine? Were you testing it constantly? What's your blood sugar? Can you poop? What are your macros? There's so much more to it. You can't just say any ideas for your blood pressure. I don't know what you're doing wrong. I could do that in a consultation. I could clock it in seconds. People will fast, they'll skip meals, they'll still drink coffee, they're not adapted, they'll run around, their body's going into gluconeogenesis, they're running with high blood sugar. I don't know, I'm not talking to this person, they're like, my numbers are great. Everybody says, look at this notepad, okay? This notepad is loaded with notes. And I will literally start doing the deep dive when I speak to people and find out stuff they didn't think about. So you have to be really careful when people say, I'm absolutely fine and healthy. Because ain't nobody fine and healthy. Okay, if your skin is breaking out with butter, stop eating butter. Looks like you're having a massive histamine reaction to it. So just stop that. Your hormones are like, You're going to have to go to lard or tallow. Michelle says, yes, I have gels. I'm 52. So if you have gels, this is the gel, when it starts to hang. I mean, my skin, I'm 55. I mean, let's keep it real. It's not bouncing back like it was when I was like, if I were like 20, it'd be like this. Throwing K would be like that. But it's still not, it's not hanging. I mean, you can't escape age. You can't escape it. It's gonna come and get you. But what you want to do is maximize the strength of the cell, because you have action potentials in every cell. And it's the dying off of all the little jobs in the cell that make you age. So don't fast if you don't want to have hanging jowls in your 50s. Eat enough food. Eat enough food to make ketones and to give you nutrition and tools to fix the car. And please get some sleep. If you have hypoglycemia or any blood sugar dysregulation, your skin is going to get loose. Then I fell off the bandwagon weeks later for a few days, and now I can't get blood sugar down below 110. What the heck? It's so depressing. I never had blood sugar issues when I was vegan. When someone says something like that, you guys be very careful with these blanket statements. Then why did you stop being a vegan? You must have stopped being a vegan because some other things went wrong. When people have blood sugar issues, it's because they're not in ketosis. They're eating too much protein, not eating enough fat. They have too much stress in their life. People think that they're not stressed. We are all stressed. There's just different levels. But really, people, my people, it's more how you deal with stress. It can be chemical, environmental, dietary, lack of exercise, too much exercise, lack of sleep, and actual just stress. Chemical exposure. So you can't just go like, no, I'm super zen, like I'm so not stressed. We all are exposed. There's so much heavy metal crap in the air that our bodies have to deal with, like on a level you guys don't even know. Pollution, crap that's in our water, all of these things take us out of homeostasis. You know what, Private? It could be interesting that magnesium deficiency can lead to high blood pressure, but I wouldn't just say that, right? Because that person could have too much sodium in their diet, too much cortisol. So be careful with the advice. There's tons of my clients who are taking magnesium who still have high blood pressure. So just be careful with that statement. Okay, Stephanie, I'm getting potassium via avocado, salt, but no magnesium supplements. What's the difference? Well, okay, so magnesium is, you can get magnesium in some seafoods and some organ meats, but it's just too little. And the problem is, when people keep comparing us to hunter-gatherers, we don't have the soil that we did as hunter-gatherers. We don't have the same gut strength and motility. We lose minerals very easily. And so we have to take supplemental magnesium. You can do transdermal with a magnesium chloride, or magnesium glycinate, which is a chelated magnesium, which is easily absorbable and into the bloodstream. But if you get a magnesium glycinate, make sure that there's only 2 friggin' ingredients, and that's the gel capsule and the magnesium itself, and not 4 other ingredients. You can have a histamine response from that, so be very careful. Do you personally stick to the 15 to 25 gram? Yes. A protein? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You never let muscle protein synthesis kick in? What are you talking about? This is a question. It sounds, and I'm not trying to be rude, but this is a question where somebody's trying to sound smart. Protein synthesis is happening to me every day. because I have nice insulin control and cortisol control. Your body has a hard time synthesizing protein when you're skipping meals, when you're eating poor quality protein, when you're going through gluconeogenesis, which is going to continue to break down amino acids rather than being on the building blocks of anabolism and building up, and having enough testosterone, which helps also with protein synthesis. You have to lift. You have to have enough cholesterol in your diet as a substrate to the sex hormones. You have to have adrenals balanced, because in women, 50% of your sex hormones are made in the adrenal system. And all of these things cater to protein synthesis. Stomach acid. Dr. Ken Berry told us to take glucose. Well, he's incorrect. I love him though. He's a sweetheart. He wished me happy birthday. But he's wrong. Okay? That stuff is poisonous. You can never take iodine without selenium. We have to be very careful. And just because somebody who's an MD does not make them an expert at potassium iodide. How much desiccated liver or raw liver? You don't have to have a raw liver. A lot of you guys are having issues with bacteria. Sear it, then cut it up, then freeze it, then swallow it as a frozen liver pill. Ancestral Supplements has, let's say, them, for example, they tell you to take 6 caplets. No, you would take 2. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. But really, you need about 2 ounces of liver a day. Oh, somebody gave me a fiver. Thank you for donating to the Super Chat. Oh, who was that? I missed it. How did I miss that? Let me see. I guess I didn't get to it yet. Oops. I noticed a rash on my belly every time I got glucose iodine. Smart, Olga. Don't take glucose iodine, people. Unusual routine is waking up at 4 a.m. Religious reasons. You checked your blood sugar and it was 3.5 millimole, which means, your ketones. Oh, no. Okay, so, Erwina, that blood sugar is hella low. You're super hypoglycemic. And then your ketones are so high you're not even using them. Maybe due to late night soup with lots of butter. You could develop hypoglycemia from histamine, but you probably had hypoglycemia prior to doing this dietary measure, and it worsened because you're not in ketosis. So I don't know the rest of your macros or what you're doing, but it'd be good to know to make a more solid assessment. No gallbladder salt butter is okay for me. Is that a statement or a question? I guess it's a statement, yeah? Growing, do your own research. We have to stop listening to people who have a motive to make money. Lugos is insanely crucial. What are you talking about? Are you talking about me? Private? I just told you to get your iodine from the sea. You cannot take iodine without selenium, or you can give yourself thyroid cancer. So you best not be talking about me. That's for sure. I am not afraid. Trust. Yeah, your blood sugar can actually CC go up to 400. It's very dangerous. 250, what happens is your blood sugar is like battery acid when it gets to high. And every time your heart pumps, it is glycating cells. It's like damage. Pump, damage. When your blood sugar is that high. It's like literally battery acid. You cannot have blood sugar that high just climbing in your bloodstream because it's super poisonous. You've never been up beyond 110. Symptoms of magnesium deficiencies like cramps. I get those when I forget to take. There's a lot of symptoms you get from magnesium deficiency. So you can have heart issues if you don't have enough magnesium, not getting enough oxygen to the heart. That's why I can see that your blood pressure is going up, but it's got to be a lot of other reasons as well. Hi, Stephanie. Besides potassium, what is the benefit of eating keto versus carnivore? Producing enough diamine oxidase through the fiber for histamine, and also the diversity of bacteria and micronutrients. So diversity creates diversity. Mono creates problems over time. How many hours should you eat before bedtime? It really depends. If you're hypoglycemic, they have people take something small before they go to bed, like an egg yolk if they don't have a reaction to it, or a bite of ground beef, something that's already broken down. But if you don't have hypoglycemia, 3 hours clearance. What if I do carnivore for 90 days and then bring avocados in? Why? If you don't have an avocado allergy, why would you cut it out of your body? Ever. You need the potassium. It's just really critical if you don't want to be on supplements. My stool mostly sinks and sometimes floats. That's super leaky gut. And I don't know if you're starting to heal because you didn't say if it sank all the time for years before. Floated. Then if it's starting to sink, then yes, you are healing. I increased my calories about 500 from 1750 to around 22,250 and feeling very good. Awesome. Going to bed by 9 o'clock and going by 3 meals instead of 2. Awesome. That's what I love to hear. Olga, it's not hard. Once people get it, you got it. My cholesterol, HDL, and blood sugar, blood work. The sweet cravings happens when I start lifting. Oh, but that's not your blood sugar. What's your blood sugar numbers? Is that? Are you Are you doing it every day, fasted? Or are you testing 2 hours after meals? Because if you're not testing that, then what you got in the office doesn't mean anything at the doctor's office. No. Learning so much from you. I've been eating more butter and beef fat trimmings throughout the day. I have a feeling my hormones need help. Yeah. What are the best meats for high fat? Pork belly, ribeyes, pork jowl, the fattiest fish, thymus. Any supplements or food, joint health? Liver for the collagen. For the biotin. No, I don't have a supplement for joint health. I have like an eat healthy and get your stress down and stop. Take down the CRP and any inflammation in your body, and that will help. And get enough protein, and don't skip meals, and don't go into gluconeogenesis all the time. My ketones have been between a 1.3 to a 3 with a high morning blood sugar of 130. Yeah, if your blood sugar, you guys, if your blood sugar is like, if your ketones are between a 1.8 and a 3.0, but your blood sugar is 130, trust me, you're not using those ketones. They're going right into the toilet. Your body's trying to use that blood sugar. Growing cold. I started floating when I increased my fat. Oh, Teresa, that's your gallbladder. Maria, thank you for the donation to Super Chat. I am so behind on these comments. Hoping you're well, Stephanie. Thank you. High fat keto, we are supposed to poop every day. Yes, every day. Carnivore says it's okay. The people who tell you that you should poop every 3 days on carnivore are criminal. That's criminal. They should be locked up. It's called a lie, LIE. So you're putting all this beef into you and you don't take a poop? Oh my God, toxic buildup. Oh, but you're just using all the protein. That's impossible. People come up with the dumbest things and people get injured. You need to poop every day on carnivore, on keto. What is the physiology and the reasoning behind not pooping? That's insane. For 3 days not crapping with all that meat in you. Oh, kidney pain, estrogen can't get out, instant constipation. That's very problematic. Nutrients is eating only fat for 2 to 3 days. Don't do that. Don't eat only fat. Do not eat only fat. You're going to need protein and you're going to need potassium and iodine. Do not do that. Hi, Stephanie. I wanted to know why it is that I can't stop with sugar cravings. It's because your blood sugar is not stable. Are you eating enough fat, by the way? Don't do MCT. It's a waste of money. That's probably why your blood sugar is up high. Get some animal fat, over 200 grams in your body. 55 here too. It's very interesting, the things that cause a histamine reaction in me. Thank you for causing me to be aware of this. Does histamine reaction equal inflammation? Okay, when you have histamine, it's normal. Everybody should have a histamine problem. It's not the histamine that's the problem. It's the fact that your body can't get rid of the histamine. And if the histamine signaling of inflammation is chronic, it tears apart tissue. And then it totally inflames and destroys your body. Don't forget to like up the stream, guys. We got 200 people in the live and only 74 likes. And I do not check to see who's liking the stream. I've been gone. I was going to do a subject in particular. And I was like, you know what, I've been gone. I'll just do a Q&A and make it like just catch up to speed. And then I'm going to go back and do the deep dive on stress and mineral loss and how that fracks up your body. Can leaky gut and histamine issues at the same time? Yes. Often when you have a leaking gut, you develop histamine intolerance. They normally go 1, 2. Right. How do I get more fats without adding ghee to a drink? Just eat it like this. I'm doing 2,000 calories per day. Obviously, you must be a woman. Maintain 70 kilos, 100% sedentary due to muscular disease. Then you shouldn't even, wait. Okay. No, I'm not giving advice yet. Let me read this. To muscular disease, should I be doing 4 meals per day and 25? No, your protein can go down. How tall are you? You're trying to maintain a weight at 70 kilos. You've got to be over 163 centimeters. I don't know how tall you are, so put that in there. Stephanie, what does eating for a long time mean? 30 minutes? Huh? I don't get the question. What do you mean eating for a long time? You should not be doing 25. You'd be doing like 18 to 20. Protein. I need to know how tall you are, though. Hi, Stephanie, what does it eat? Okay, I read that. 25. No, you don't need to eat 25 grams of protein per meal. You can eat much less up the fat. Do you still need to take the 2 drops of iodine? No. Burn that iodine, Phyllis. It's toxic. It's dangerous. Take oyster extract. Then you have iodine and you have selenium together. Cruciferous vegetables at lunch, and yes, 1 time a day. If you don't have a histamine reaction to them. Love liver eye. On low carb high fat, when people eat small amounts of starch like sweet potato and rice, is it okay to eat fat with those starches? Yes, but you would eat much less, right? If you have too much of a glycemic response from those carbs, and then you have a lot of fat in your blood, the insulin will scoop all of it up and put it in the fat cell. And that's where our fats go down to about 100 to 120 grams of fat a day. If you have 2 tablespoons of fat with a meal, you're fine. You're not going to sit there and gain tons of weight because you had 30 grams of fat. These are great questions, though, by the way. And thank you guys for liking up the stream. Why do I feel like I need so much protein to get full? Because you're not eating enough fat, Tori. You're just not. People think they eat enough fat, or they'll like cook with it and they'll be like, I'm hungry. I'm like, yeah, You're not taking in all the fat that you got off that pan. You got to go hard on the fat. You might even have to eat every 2 hours or every 3 hours. Is chicken liver as nutritious as beef liver? In different ways, right? Beef liver is ultimately more nutritious, but chicken liver has some things. It's higher in iron, I believe, for those menstruating women. High stuff liver channel, low blood pressure, and keto carnivore. How do I raise blood pressure? Oh, that's your electrolytes. A lot of people develop low blood pressure because they don't have enough sodium, water, potassium, magnesium. And I don't know what you're doing for that. So I'm trying to like shotgun answer all these questions and not go too deep into them. What does a typical day of eating look like for you? I need ideas. You don't want to go off my ideas because I eat stuff that people may not like to eat, like heart and kidney and liver um, and thymus and beef. And I have deer meat right now. I had it for breakfast. It came off of one of the people I met here, their property. I think elk and deer are some of my favorite meats right now. For real, elk and deer. I eat a lot of butter too. I was eating a lot of tallow at one point, but lard, because I cook so much of the bacon. Lard and tallow. I know you preach about too much protein, but I don't eat 90 grams daily like clockwork. I'm 5'10", 29. That's too much, hon. I'm sorry, 90 grams of protein. It doesn't matter that you can lift that much with your legs, CC. You're not going to use 90 grams of protein and still be in ketosis. There's no way. Mm-mm. You are tall. I would say go up to 80 max. Max. But you really just need to up your fat because if you're insulin sensitive, you don't need 90 grams. You don't even need 80 grams protein to get protein into the muscle. It's all about your insulin, y'all. It's not about gobs protein. Yes, I do suggest cutting out all the dairy except for like butter or ghee. Unless it's like kefir or something like that where it's fermented. I like magnesium glycinate, but some people have a histamine reaction to it. Avocado and ground beef. Good. I'm so hot. I'm actually kind of warm right now. I'm not like super hot. I was in Texas though. Steph, how much blood sugar is optimal upon waking? You want to range if you're in ketotic between a 75 and an 83. And you also want to test those numbers 2 hours after a meal and be within that range. Your ketones, blood sugar, that's hypoglycemia. It's too low. Your ketones are too high and you're just, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're skipping meals. I don't know if you're not eating enough fat. I just don't know what you're doing. I'm doing carnivore for anxiety. Don't do carnivore for anxiety. It'll make it worse. Do keto and get your fats up high. Or make it high-fat carnivore. How do you know if you're not eating enough? Because you might crave sugar or you're hungry. Sometimes people have leaky gut. The gallbladder's not allowing them to absorb enough fat. So sometimes the people with gallbladder issues still feel hungry while eating a lot of fat. But typically just eating high fat instead of high protein should curb sugar and put you in ketosis and make you feel like you're in the middle. Typically when people want too much protein, their blood sugars destabilize and their body's craving sugar through protein. What is the recommendation to test blood sugar? I've never tested it on my own. It's fasted every morning on an empty stomach for 4 weeks, once a week, 2 hours after meals, and ketones fasted once a week, only in the morning. I'm pretty sure that beef liver is more nutritious. Smart lady, I like always. Thank you, sweetie, for sharing your knowledge. Thank you, Stella. Because I get some people in this comment section, they have been rowdy. They've been like rowdy. Especially when I talk about fasting. We got these fasting addicts. You're wrong. Some people do really well. Oh, yeah? Who? Thank you for answering my question. How do I donate to support your animal? Oh, that's very sweet. You just click, I think you click on the chat box and it'll have a dollar symbol, and then you can, Miss Star, I think you can go and pay through the chat. Or you can go to my website, stephanieperson.com, and I have a donate button there. I'm trying to get a fence up. I could only afford the 2 acres. 2 acres was $6,000 times 8. Yeah, almost 50 grand to do the whole thing. So I try to put up a donation so I can get this fence up, and I want to get one more rescue, one more horse, and be done with it. Maybe get a dog, and then be done with it. What if I'm eating 200 grams of fat and it's giving me acne? That means I'm not using the fat. No, it's probably because you're having some type of histamine inflammatory reaction, probably to the butter, to the dairy. It's typically the milk proteins that are left in the dairy, the whey or casein, that makes the skin react. Should I count my homemade bone broth towards my protein? Stop eating homemade bone broth. That was another unnecessary hype that I used to tell people to do. Get away from the oxalates in the marrow and the glutamate, and just go with the meat broth for the potassium. Since starting low carb high fat for fixing the gallbladder, I felt like my face might be kind of puffier. Unfortunately, probably because of the water or histamine. Is this normal? Can I expect it always be like this after 19 days low carb high fat? Try a different. We got to distinguish. If you might want to do some lymphatic, you might want to get a rebounder or a vibration plate and brush that fluid out. You might have developed some lymphatic issues. You know, the chronic dehydration on carnivore is real. I mean, you jack up your water balance in your body. Some people just start swelling after that. Or also their gallbladder tanks and they start swelling because of the thyroid. Coming from 80 days carnivore. See, I don't poop every day. I eat high fat, my protein grams. Jeff, you can start with some magnesium citrate. Make sure your electrolytes are important. You drink enough water because people dehydrate on carnivore. I was doing fine, increasing my butter with eggs and avocado. Steak, avocado, butter, 10 days, then a huge histamine reaction to avocado. Take it out. Your body's not ready for it yet. You might have to do some potassium citrate, and then when you do try avocado again later, make sure you have it with protein and take just a teaspoon and see if you react. Thank you, Miss Star, for donating to the super chat. Everybody wants me to talk about blood pressure. Okay. A big reason why people develop high blood pressure is because, let's break it down. They have blood sugar dysregulation. That means sort of diabetes, right? People have a stiffening of the arteries due to glycation of the endothelial cells of the heart, or the vessels, the arteries. And people don't sleep. They don't drink enough water. They have too much sodium and not enough potassium and don't take magnesium. And these are the typical reasons. They don't exercise. So the heart is working extra hard, and that shoots up the blood pressure. So get off the coffee, and get your electrolytes on point correct, and get your blood sugar stabilized and get some freaking sleep. You guys, stress is like, people have a hard time measuring stress. It depletes minerals. Like, you hemorrhage minerals, and you need minerals for heart conduction. So when I say that the heart is working too hard, it may not have the minerals that it needs for heart conduction. Tell me why I have never found any info that distinguishes whether you can eat iodine with grapes or not. How can someone with condition can start to change their diet? I hear a lot of people. Here's the thing. When you have Graves' disease, if you're hyperthyroid or hypothyroid, we are not meant to take a bunch of medicine. If you still have your thyroid needs rest and digest, your thyroid needs homeostasis, and your thyroid needs minerals. So I just explained, when you are depleted of minerals, those organs go to crap. You cannot produce enough thyroid hormone. For example, you need iodine. With iodine, you need selenium. If you don't have selenium, you could develop thyroid cancer without the balance of selenium. You need zinc and copper. You need vitamin A to help make T3. You also need vitamin D, and you need vitamin C to get the thyroid hormone from the protein globulin back into the bloodstream and into the cell. And a lot of you guys are just hemorrhaging nutrients from fasting or drinking coffee or stress or not sleeping well or having leaky gut and not realizing that you're hemorrhaging your minerals, eating nuts and things that demineralize you, and drinking too much teas with tannins in them. That's why we're like, be careful with phytic acid, be careful with tannins. You guys are already losing minerals that are hard to get from soil. Beef heart is great. That's my thought. I really think you can help me. I need to get on your waiting list. Yes, before I didn't really have a waiting list. It's legit a waiting list now. But the thing is that when I first had a waiting list, this happened before when I was in Cali, I got thunder and I couldn't balance a horse that was unrideable and dangerous. And then also, just constantly doing consultations. Now that I've moved, and I'm not in Texas, I had pretty much zero Wi-Fi there. I had to use my phone and sit at a gas station, all this kind of weird stuff. Now that I'm here, I'm able to look at my schedule. I have a schedule now. It's filled until January. But then I look all of December. I think there's probably a couple of dates left in December. But what I do is I go, okay, I've got 2 hours between these times on this day. Can you do it? All right, let's go for it. Because I need last minute with a lot of people. Because, for example, both of my vehicles broke down. My heating system in my RV camper broke down. Everything becomes, all consultations, everything becomes less when you have no heat and it's 28 degrees inside. No, if it's 28 degrees outside, it was 34 inside and I was freezing. Hear my voice? That's why. So that's why I don't want to overload myself. I won't have time to train my animals. I won't have time. We're supposed to build a stall, a pipe stall, a corral for my horses. I need fencing. I still am looking for people who want to help, and then I'll do a day retreat, help build my fence, and I moved to raw land. So every day you're constantly physically working outside. It's hard to do it all by myself. I'm totally by myself. There's no one to help me with jick at all. Okay, let me see. If anybody wants to be an intern and get coached by me, but then I need a couple of helpers, then go to the contact page of my website and let me know, because if I can get some help, there's just, if you guys knew how much crap I got to do, it's insane. Who would do this by themselves? They can't. Film videos, edit videos, that's why I do so many lives, is because I don't have time to edit right now. It's insane. And I got to do videos for my course page and workout videos. Today I was researching, where is it? I was researching lean muscle from exercise, from the diet, then the exercise. And I'm just writing and writing about it. It's crazy. Skeletal muscle accounts for 40 to 50% of the total body's individual muscle. This creates an optimal lifestyle of maintaining skeletal muscle mass through exercise. And this is when you keep a steady state of blood sugar control, hormones, and working out. Steady state. Protein, muscle building. in protein synthesis. The main androgen hormone, testosterone, is anabolic, and that means to build. This is a steroid hormone, and it's synthesized and made from cholesterol. So that's why diet plays a role in testosterone production, which plays a role on building muscle. That if you guys don't have enough cholesterol, you can't make enough testosterone to even synthesize protein and having, when you're doing the sliding filament, actin and myosin, to even create the blister, to then create the muscle fiber to expand. You need every single thing aligned. So that was something I wrote for my course page. For those who want to join my course, you join it through stephanieperson.com. And I talk about everything. All 3 diets, not just macros. I talk about testosterone, how things like magnesium takes 40 weeks for that to even stabilize in your bloodstream. Like, just because you take a magnesium supplement doesn't mean it's going to work right away. That's another thing I forgot to mention. It's a lot of moving parts. Stuff can bad heart palpitations that wake me up at night be caused by an electrolyte? Yes, it is. It's either thyroid, histamine, but most likely an electrolyte imbalance. And it often happens in the middle of the night. Don't be scared though. They're benign palps, but over time it's not good for you. Thoughts on fatty lattes? Oh, the whole raw egg yolk thing. Just make sure it's don't do the collagen powder. Make sure that your eggs are pastured eggs if you're going to have them raw. And they're not fed soy. And soybeans. Great discussion to drop in on while making pemmican. Awesome. Robert says thumbs up. I'm 5'9", 170 pounds with 10% body fat. Are you a man? You have to be a man. If you have 10% body fat as a woman, something wrong. 10% body fat, how many grams of protein would you say I should have between four meals a day? Here, easily, you have to become insulin sensitive to not lose muscle. And you have to be in ketosis. So if you're in ketosis and you're insulin sensitive, you only need about 85 to 90 grams of protein a day. High fat. Or you're a male, okay. Eating for the long time, I meant eating slowly. How long should I be eating for so I can slowly? You should take like 30 minutes to eat so your food becomes pure liquid before you swallow. That's how many times you have to chew. How to improve my physical performance on a ketotic carnivore diet. Keep your blood sugar balanced. Make sure you have enough high fat to get into ketosis. So I was at the gym today and I was really like testing out this strength and muscle because I wrote a whole thing about exercise at the gym. And it's friggin' awesome. Like, to go through the sliding filament of grinding muscle fibers together, actin and myosin, to get that muscle soreness, to get like, you really are contracting. When you guys contract muscle, it's like you contract it to where you get every drop of water out. This is how you get mitochondria, popcorn, being able to uptake glucose within the muscle, and also the protein synthesis, and then also having that anabolic effect of building more, or secreting and making more testosterone and stronger bones. What's the difference between hot fat and cold? You mean if it's solid, it's easier, less bile salts needed to break it down? I don't know. That's a weird question. I can't answer it. I'm going to answer it wrong. What's an initial diet overview for histamine reaction if you are unsure? You can start with a carnivore protocol. This is where carnivore is great. Cut out all the plants. Make sure that your meats or fresh slaughtered. Put them in the freezer as soon as you get it. Don't get meats at the supermarket that are not frozen. That means bacteria has been sitting and collecting it on in the shelf behind the counter. Yeah, and don't eat your meat raw. And then start slowly bringing foods in, like a little avocado, a little cruciferous vegetable. Try to get some rest, seal that gut wall. It's a long story. Thank you for taking the time to answer all of our questions. Thank you, Nicole. A cup of vegetables per meal if you don't react. You have to not react to them for it to be 1 cup. You made it, hope to the max. What do things like cold tub and saunas do to damage the adrenals? Okay. First of all, if you're thyroid, right, the HPA axis, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, you have a hard time maintaining temperature. You can go and sit in an ice bath and you can't warm up for like 6 hours. This is like you're not getting enough blood out to the extremities. This puts pressure on your immune system. This will crash your immune system. Yeah, because the body can't get the circulation out to the extremities. That's how. That means a lot of gluconeogenesis, breaking down adrenal response, cortisol response, inflammation. That's with not everybody, but most people, especially women. Should you become conscious of how much fat you intake in a day? No. Don't do 80-20. Just 2 tons of fat. Do 85-15. I'm doing so much wrong. Fasting, workouts, stressful life, feel like crap. Cannot wait until you open up your consultation books so I can start living. Thanks for... I might have a couple of... you can email me. I'll put you on a waiting list. Or you can... I will open them up again mid-November, so be looking out. I'll open more dates. I just don't want to get booked too far in advance. In case something happens to me, God forbid, I'm the only one that can help people. So, I don't want to take money like a year in advance. I thought I was eating enough fat until I started tracking it. I wasn't even close to 200. Exactly. Leave the carbs, keep the meat. Leave the carbs, keep the fat, and then eat some meat. You should change your name. Veal better than beef. Probably, yeah. A young little sprouting animal. Thoughts on supplementing protein? Garbage, Arlene. You're drinking your protein. You're not eating it. That's not normal in nature. That can spike up your blood sugar real high. You're not going to adapt with protein powders. And if you have any issues with dehydration, the kidneys are going to be like, oh, stop doing that. Don't drink your protein. Is Iconic magnesium from concentrated seawater? I don't even know about this brand, so I can't answer it. Sorry. For breakfast, add 4 ounces, 93 ground turkey chicken. You're just having... What? Gabe, why are you just having a bunch of bird stuff? 4 ounces of ground turkey. Not the best meat. 2 ounces of chicken liver. Okay, that's good. 1 duck egg. That's good. Half avocado. Thoughts. That's nice. Just rotate your meats. Just don't eat ground turkey a lot. A lot of people do that. You got a lot of bird there. For myself, it's hard to find and eat meats that are low in protein. It's easy. Just eat. You guys want to see a low protein meat? Fat? If you have a hard time, you should be quite full eating this. That's my pork belly from my local butcher local farm. The amount of protein. Not a lot, is it? There you'll get full. There you won't be hungry. Problem solved. And this fat, especially when it's raw, is like butter, and it's much easier on your gallbladder for those who have a gallbladder issue than rendered tallow. Facts. Eat all day long and I eat a lot. I don't check my ketones. There's no Y in ketones, by the way. It's all one word. I don't want to be the grammar person because I always frack up. Or sugar levels now. I just jumped in October when testing brand. You can do Mojo. Make it simple, affordable. Thoughts on HRT? Horrible, Allison. Oh, especially testosterone. You want to see your liver go to crap? Take testosterone. Now, unfortunately, HRTs, if you have leaky gut, HRTs totally destroy the gut wall. They just do. They put a lot of pressure on the liver. No. Try to work on your adrenal stress before going to HRTs. Testosterone is dangerous for women. That's a hell no. Never. Remember, 50% of your sex hormones are made in the adrenals, so fix the adrenals. Don't run towards the stupid, all the pills and elixirs and creams and all this stuff. Thanks for answering your question about to test the blood sugar, but I guess I need to be more specific. Yes. I still don't know a glucometer. Glucometer. Mojo, M-O-J-O. Amazon. What if I'm eating 200 grams of fat, but I'm still hungry? That's not enough. Eat this. You will not be hungry. If you're still hungry, you won't be if you eat this. Facts. I love having this visual. People are like, I'm so hungry and I'm eating 200 grams. 200 grams is like that much. It's like that much. No. 200 grams is like that much fat. Get on it. I'm a dude. Okay, thank you. 5'10". How many pounds of beef or boiled eggs? Don't do a bunch of boiled eggs. Do the yolks. And cans of sardines get me to the right. Be careful with the canned stuff. Protein. Pounds of beef. A man can hit about a pound a day if they're active. Without the eggs and the sardines. I had red meat and my right side started hurting. Diarrhea was insane. Oh, your gallbladder. It's not the red meat, it's probably the fat. If it's the back, it's your kidneys. Yeah. I better go soon too, guys. I don't want to be on here 2 hours. Stephanie, I'm a male and 188 centimeters tall. For my question about protein intake and maintaining 70 kilos in weight, being 100% sedentary with muscular disease. I think I'm the same. I think I said 80 to 85 grams of protein. Is that the question? You are 70 kilos, 188 centimeters. I think that's 5'11", right? Let me check to be sure. Let me see here. I just gotta be sure. My brain does a conversion. Okay, let's see here. Oh, you're 6'2"? No. 188? I thought 198 was 6'2". Okay, it's 6'1". You're sedentary though. You don't need a lot of protein. Okay. I'm not eating butter. I'm getting acne with tallow. Oh yeah, histamine. Get rid of it. Yeah, you have to switch to another fat that your skin doesn't react to. Just got here. I'm guessing you don't use the normal deodorants. My deodorant is Rosenserien. I'll do a whole video. I did one before on like what shampoo I use, what toothpaste I use, obviously with the Toms, what skin products, and like the coconut oil and the jojobas and the magnesium cream, all that. Y'all keep asking about all that. Compounding palpitations that wake me up at night be caused by another. Yes. Did I already read that? I will often eat like a pound of beef with a half dozen eggs. Horrible. Don't do that, Mandel. Just stop doing that. Just stop. And you're going to develop an egg allergy. Just stop doing that. What diet should I do for hypothyroidism? It's low carb, high fat. I don't know why people start calling it HFLC. It's LCHF. Damn it. Keto carnivore. I would say hyperthyroidism. I would start with carbs and try to stabilize your blood sugar, and then go into keto omnivore. You desperately want a consultation. You look right now, right? It is 7:21. Okay, I walked in from riding my horse. I walked in from the gym. Then I had to go drop off a part. And I had consultations earlier. I had to drop off a part for my heater. How do I just, like, how am I going to stick more people in? I don't even know how to do it. I don't even know how to do it. I went live on my page yesterday and did like 4 consultations at one time on my course page. Like, it's just, I wasn't planning on being 2 hours. It's too much time. Like, now I really should have shut up after 30 minutes. How can you heal if you have histamine reaction to everything? I grew up vegetarian. Is that why? Yes, that is why you destroyed your gut wall. Does it have low stomach acid? Yes, you probably have low stomach acid and holes in the gut wall. Heartburn, yes. If you have histamine to everything, sometimes you have to boil your meat. You got to get all the bacteria off. Sorry. And you do carnivore and you have to find a fat you don't react less to. Okay, guys, I'm getting like antsy. Can't find any information on marrow containing oxalate glutamate and favorite fat. Don't want to quit it. You're going to have to do some more work. Cows eat oxalate-rich leaves. I know that because I lived on 2 cattle ranches. And that oxalate gets into the marrow. So when you put it in water and let it slow cook for 20 and 30 hours, you're dumping all the oxalates into the water. And also the glutamate into the water. So I have a lot of clients that have reactions, histamine reactions to bone marrow. Nobody's talking about it because most people don't get it. That's why you don't see it, but you see it right here. And I see it from clients all day. Candida, could you have candida, leaky gut? Okay, so now I got to stop because now it's just question after question after question after question. Thank you, everyone, for joining this live. Okay, Gabe, you want to be a helper? Go to my website, stephanieperson.com. I'll put it in the show notes below after this. Send me an email. Let me know if you are legit responsible. I don't need people to work. It's not a 40-hour work week. It's I need help with particular projects. That's what I need. Okay. Somebody just caught me live. Tomorrow just caught me live. Awesome. Okay, guys. I gotta go. I'm getting like, I'm surprised my horses didn't bug me at the door. Thank you, everyone, for today's live Q&A. Next time, I'll do a specific subject, and we will stay more on a subject. All right. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to like up the stream, hit the all bell and the notifications, and share this content. Because if you just share it, that's how people find me more. I've got a course page and I have consultations. If you can't get a consultation, I definitely highly recommend going on the course page because there I do mini consultations on the weekends and I answer questions on Tuesdays and I have lessons. So go to stephanieperson.com and sign up for that. You can go to my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, or my Facebook, which is Stephanie the Business Person. I'm 55. I've got the business. No HRT, full natty, and I'm out. Peace, guys. Oh, so thank you, Courtney Tyree. Thank you. I'm looking 25 years old, not really, but thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Tone, if you have a question, I gotta go. I'm sorry. I'll try to go live maybe tomorrow or on Wednesday. Hi from Hawaii. Bye, guys. Energy, energy, energy at 55, 15 years and counting. Strict keto. What? But you got to do it the right way because it can jack your ass up. And that's why I do these videos. Thank you. Was it Mesnick Peterson? Thank you. Bye, guys. Don't forget to like up this stream. I don't check to see who's liking it because obviously I don't even have time to wipe my ass or call my mother who's bugging me lately. You never call me. And now I'm living in the same state, so there's no excuses anymore. You're still on. I have a go. All right, answer it, Tone, for God's sake. Lord have mercy. You better do that typing fast, honey child. This girl needs to get the cortisol down. Come on with it. Come on, Tone, I'm waiting. Okay, Tone, you need to do a consultation. You need to go to my course page. You don't bulk up. The bulking up requires obesity. These bodybuilder concepts are so tarded. They are not cool, okay? So, look, bulking up means just getting fat. What you really want to do, hit the like button, JC Hope says, what you really want to do is become insulin sensitive, right? You want to get sleep. Sleep's going to make you anabolic and you're going to release growth hormone while you sleep at night. Growth hormone's incredibly important. You need cholesterol to make testosterone. So get cholesterol in your diet. Get good sleep for the growth hormone. Okay? Learn how to train the right way. People are very catabolic when they train because they train wrong and they have so much inflammation. Insulin sensitivity allows the insulin to get proteins into the muscle cell, stabilize your blood sugar, right? If you train the right way, you can't bulk without getting fat. So if you just want to build muscle, we need to change the terminology. Without getting fat, that's how you do it. Bodybuilders will carb up and take stuff and get huge and get diabetes and get thyroid issues and get liver issues and have gut issues, and they'll have issues. Trust me, I know, because y'all know that I used to live in Los Angeles. Those bodybuilders are so constipated. They have leaky gut. Their skin is jacked up. Their liver is garbage. So be careful with the bulking and the leaning out stuff. Somebody said something's impossible if you're poor. Even if I'm obsessed with diet, I have to spend so much money on food. I now realize I have to turn and eat carbs again because eating keto. Keto is not for people who are impatient for results. People who are patient can have this affectation. They can have the body that they desire, but it's only for the people who are patient enough to do the work. If you want to get fat and bloated and take creatine and take testosterone, go for it. Okay? Get fat and get bigger muscle. Okay? And have your liver be jacked and develop constipation and leaky gut. And then let's see how far that goes. That bodybuilder community does not talk. But I talk to them. They got so many issues. They have histamine so bad. And taking stuff, things have to go through the liver. So their liver enzymes are elevated. They develop such bad leaky gut, and most of the women develop some type of thyroid issue. If you want to bulk, I don't know. I can't help you then. Anyway, thank you, everyone. Thank you. I'm seeing if there's anything really important that I missed, but I think I got it all. What are good options for low carb, low sugar? Low fruit vegetables, some berries, but really yellow squash, zucchini, white rice, jasmine rice, parsnip, sweet potato would be the last. You want to be under 100 grams of carbs a day if you're eating starch, not trying to be in ketosis. There's that answer. Bye, guys. Energy in a scratchy voice, but I feel amazing. I feel amazing. And I'm out. Peace.